it down. People say this word every day almost, and yet they've never looked at the etymological roots of the word. Well, the word government, you break it down. People say this word every day almost, and yet they've never looked at the etymological roots of the word. It comes from the Latin verb gubernare. Once again, no V in classical Latin. No V, okay? So again, V's were rendered as either B's or P's in classical Latin language. So you could write this in what would be more modern Latin as gubernare with a V. But in classical Latin or ancient Latin, there is no V, so it would have been rendered with a B, gubernare. Now, what's the election of a governor called? It's called a gubernatorial election. Gubernatorial. Gubernare is in there, okay? Gubernare means to control. The verb gubernare in Latin means to control. The Latin noun mens, which is where the second part of the word ment is derived from, means mind. Okay? So you put these together, and the word government actually literally, from its etymological roots, means to control the mind, or in other words, mind control. Now, I'm going to put something else up here for a moment. The etymological origin of the English suffix ment, M-E-N-T, is often debated in this etymological breakdown, all right? And I've gotten stuff about this constantly, and I've told people I'm not interested in hearing about it anymore. I know where this comes from. I know why the creators of the English language made it so, made it like this, okay? It is overwhelmingly clear by people who have studied linguistics and the origins of words, okay, in English from ancient languages, that the creators of the English language deliberately chose the Latin noun mens, meaning mind, to represent or mean in English the state of or the condition of. And this was done in direct keeping with the first principle of natural law, as we've already discussed, the principle of mentalism, which demonstrates that in order for any particular thing, event, or circumstance, any state or condition to exist in manifested reality, as it currently does, which is known as the plane of effects, it must have first existed in the plane of causality, or the mental realm, the mind. Okay? We've already looked at that principle of natural law. So, anything that ends in ment, the original etymological derivation means that it was made that way first by a state of mind which led to its creation in physical reality. Okay? Any word you can think of that ends in M-E-N-T, meaning the state of or the condition of, means it happened in mind first, and therefore it led to the state of or the condition of in physical reality. Okay? So, when I say that government means mind control, it literally does, and that is an accurate etymological breakdown. Okay? The word mens was deliberately chosen for specific reasons. And I just explained the reason of that meaning, the state of or the condition of. And many people want to hotly contest that. I'm telling you outright, they're wrong. They don't understand why that was chosen. Mens, meaning mind, was chosen deliberately to mean the state of or the condition of.
Alright, Shalom, more praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Lord, wanting you brothers to be edified. And this proves a lot of things. You know, it's a fundamental things. Certain things. Apostles have been saying this. Apostle Gabar always bring out, you know, etymologies of words, or the origins of words, where they stem from. And the first thing that came in mind when I saw this, flat out, witchcraft. The English language, which is not the original language. Now, the English language did not come from Esau. All right, let's get that out the way. In order to make a lie, I was talking about this on Saturday. I can't, because it's true. In order to make a lie, you have to know the truth. In order to corrupt something, it has to be in existence. It's not really that hard. So something has to exist in order for something to corrupt it or change its origin or to change the way it is said. And why is that? Because the people that do the corruption, they can't think anything of themselves. So they gotta lie, cheat, do whatever it takes to keep a lie going. Now, he broke down the word government, which is true, it means mind control. But when you hear how he broke it down fundamentally, it makes all the sense in the world. So a couple of scriptures come in mind when I heard this. I'm gonna get to that later. I always do that. Revelations 12. I mean, not 12. I saw that 20. Revelations 20 and 7. It says, and when 1,000 years are expired. So this is talking about a period of time when it took a certain time that these individuals, okay, the adversary, because that's what Satan means. You gotta know the etymology of words. Satan means adversary. Adversary to what? What is an adversary? Somebody that stands against something. All right, we'll call it today. What do you call it? A protagonist and an antagonist. I forgot how I broke it down. I think antagonist is the bad guy. The protagonist is the good guy. Yeah, it makes sense. Anti. So somebody that's adverse to something. Okay. Let's look up the word. It's gonna say it. It says Satan. In Greek is Satan. Adversary, one who opposeth another in purpose or act. The name given, right? So he opposes. Well, he's gonna say a whole bunch of other stuff that does not have to do with anything, but it does prove that Satan is adverse to what the Most High created. So, the mythological thing that they tell you is that Satan fought against the Heavenly Father. His angels fell from heaven, and all that's a myth. All right, because the true adversary right now is Esau Edom. The demon that you call Satan is in order. He's one of the sons of the Heavenly Father. Job the 20th, Job the first chapter and the second chapter tells you that. All right. So it says and when 1,000 years are expired, so the 1,000 years went from, we normally would say 193 AD to 1353. So in that period of time, there was a race of people that could not lie anymore. That was not be able to lie to the extent. Here's a point. It says Satan shall be loose out of his prison. So the adversary is going to be loose. And that goes into Christopher Columbus. At the time, it really started with the Borgias. All right. Then Christopher Columbus. In that particular time frame, he got the green light from Rodrigo Borgia to bring hell upon Israel. All right. And ever since then, 1492, the world as we know it has been shaken to its core. And what I mean by shaken to its core, it was things which became turned upside down. Now this man became like a madman, spreading, what he's going to say, it says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. So he went out to deceive the nations. All right. So it's not just talking about Israel, it's talking about all the nations. South Africa, the Hamites, all right? Well, mostly, you got the Hamites throughout Africa. You had Israelites there. You had Australia. You had India, China, all right? They want to go out to deceive. They spread like a wildfire. But what the main thing was to do was to deceive the people, all right? And one of the main things how to deceive people is by language. Okay? That's the key thing. Because everything that man was saying is absolutely true. It's by language. That's how he deceived. That's why when you read the English text, it has so many different meanings to one word. When every other nation, whatever language they speak, one thing means one thing. But when it comes down to English, French, Latin, which they always go back to, it has many meanings. All right. The etymology of words goes into the Latin and the Greek of things, which the Greek is another language as well. So he wanted to go deceive the whole world. All right. By what? Obviously, that picture of Cesare Borgia, and by the language, how he conduct themselves. All right. Now I get to what I wanted to get to. Matter of fact, hold real quick. Isaiah, couple of them, 25:7. It says, "And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all the people." It's over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. So something that's covering, as a veil, is what? Well, I mean, self-explanatory. It covers everything else. It's hidden. All right. So he changed the languages. He changed the names of the nations. He changed everything. When you go into history, matter of fact, when you go to the Genesis, the second chapter, what Adam's job was to do. Adam's job was to name everything under the sun. So he went to name everything. When Esau came into power, the so-called white man, what did he do? He changed everything. Now everything has a Latin name, all right, which majority of people don't speak Latin. So it has a Latin meaning, a Latin name. That's why you have Latin terminology in the court system, medical system, okay? Everything that is stand to, matter of fact, I'm saying it, Revelations 13. He had life to give it. Revelation 13 and 12. And then he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Now this speaks, matter of fact, let me go up. 11. And I beheld another beast came up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. Now, lambs grow with little horns because eventually they'll become rams. But what is it? What is the characteristics of a lamb? It's humble, a humble creature. All right. So this two-party system, which we know is the Democrats and the Republicans, which was the plebeians and the patricians, I believe that's what the Romans had called them, the two-party systems. Okay. So this same system is here in America. That's why you have Democrats and you have Republicans, two different parties, one to represent the rich, the other represent the people. I believe Democrats mean the dominion of the people or something like that. Or all people. Yeah, I believe it's all people. All right, and it says, and he spake as a dragon. So he comes looking as a lamb, but he speak as a dragon. Meaning his laws is wrathful. Okay? The characteristics of a dragon is something of wrath. Something that will burn people or devour. And that's his characteristics. The whole draconian laws goes back to the Greeks. All right? I forgot his name was something Draconia. And he had the harshest punishment for the most minute crimes. So that's why they call them draconian laws. Okay? So Esau, he speaks as he's for the people, or he cares about people, and he's following the same system, the same customs of the old beasts. All right, it says, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast. And how did he do that? By renaming everything. He renamed everything. He put everything into the way it once was of that ancient Roman Empire. America, this whole entire system, NATO, EU, is built upon a mimic of the Roman Empire. This is Rome all over again. Okay? That's why things go back to the Latin. That's why the man was breaking down government, which means mind control. If you don't know the true definitions behind it, you will never know. Because they're not teaching you. They will teach you numeric numbers. You go to the court system, you have to know Latin, when the majority of people speaks English. Okay? It's because what? They hide these things from the people. Which goes back to that veil. It said whose deadly wound was healed. And what was that deadly wound? Rome fell. Okay? But yet, they revived it by following the customs of the Roman Empire. Which henceforth, something that existed, because the Romans, what we know as the Romans, from Julius Caesar, to what is it called, the 12, Julius Caesar, Augustus, Tiberius, Caligula, Claudius, Nero. I think Nero's number 6, right? Yeah, Nero 6, Vespasian, Titus, Domitian, and a couple others. I can't remember right now. But that system they didn't create that system. That was created, the Roman Empire, all right, or Rome, which go back to Romulus and, what's this guy? The legendary, two brothers were Japhetic. So they got that whole system from someone else. So what they did, they adapted it, they lived it, they adapted it, and they said they did it. So what did they do? They speak these things, but they speak in codes. They all speak in codes. All right, which goes to what I was thinking about. Next, Job 13:4, it says, "But ye are forgers of lies, you are all physicians of no value." So when you look up the word forger, the Spirit had it. I always bring this out, but the brother brought it out too. So look up the word forger. It says the Hebrew word is tapal, to smear, plaster over, stick, glue. So here it is. It says properly to stick as a patch, figuratively to implement falsely, forge, sew up. So if you have to plaster something, that means something existed already. So they built upon somebody else's foundation. Henceforth, language. Henceforth, they hide certain things from the people. And by hiding the things from the people, you blinded the people, so you could do whatever you want. That's why when he said how he said it again? But it had to be all up in your mind. Okay? Something to that extent. Let me go back to that video real quick. It's the way he said it, which is true.
Existed in the plane of causality, or the mental realm, the mind. Okay? We've already reality. It, as it currently does, which is known as the plane of effects, it must have first existed in.
So that's the key. He said it must have first existed. So language must have first existed. The meaning of language must first existed in order for make that lies to come true. That's what it's all about. All right, which is what? Witchcraft. Okay, this is all witchcraft. Everything that the man was saying is a form of witchcraft. Is a form of what, like how alchemists, it takes something of non-precious metal and to make it to something precious. So it's a form of witchcraft. It's plastering. It forges the lies, which he's excellent at that. because that's his forte. Isaiah 58 and 2 say, yeah, in heart you work wickedness. I'm sorry, I'm starting at 1. Isaiah 58 1. Do you indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? And what is righteousness? Truth. So the question is, do you speak truth, O congregation O congregation? Do you judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? So that's what the Psalm of David is saying. Do you speak righteously? Okay? And the answer to that is no. We read it, Revelations 20 and 7. He wanted to deceive the nations. So he don't speak righteously. He can't speak righteously. He said, yeah, in heart you work wickedness. Yeah, you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. So in heart, meaning mind, you work wickedness. All right. So they manifest, they plot, they plan to overthrow, to do things contrary to what is true. That is their job. That was what they was born to. That's why the next verse makes sense. It says the wicked are estranged from the womb. So let's look up the word estrange. The Hebrew word is war. To be strange, be a stranger. To become strange, another stranger, foreigner, an enemy. There you go. He's an enemy. Okay. I'm going to see. To be a stranger, be one alienated. Because what? Out of all nations under the heavens, he's the only one that looks like him. He's the only one that smells like him. So he has to keep a certain esteem about himself to what? To mask his true intentions. Okay? This is all witchcraft. It's lies. All right? It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born. So from the path of how things is normal, like it was a spirit. So I did a show on it, but brother had said it at camp. So that was brother Sabah. He said that Esau is a freak of nature. And when you look up the word freak, it's something abnormal. All right. So man came into the world looking a certain way and acting a certain way, but these people, as soon as they be born, they're liars. All right, which is not natural. Some people have to be taught to lie, but they're just naturally born liars. All right. It says, as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. So their lies is deadly. Okay. There's hidden meanings behind everything that they do. Though they speak righteously, or they speak things good, they speak as a lamb, right? They resemble a lamb, but their heart is as a dragon. They speak as a dragon. Because what? They have to lower your guard in order to get you. So if you don't know their true intent, they got you. Because it's poison. Some people get bitten by a snake. You may not even know that you've been bitten. All right? But a lot of people would know. But you don't know how the extent of the poison is. And poison doesn't kill you right away. It's a soul kill. It says they are like the deaf adder that stomp up for air. Because what? When you tell them the truth, they don't want to hear it. See, they got everybody accustomed of being liars. And that's what the vibration of the world is. Nothing but liars. Which is what? Turning things upside down. This is all witchcraft, bro. Every single thing that they do is witchcraft. Nahum 3 and 1. It says, woe to the bloody city. Death has been... Wherever they go, death follows. Habakkuk 2nd chapter tells you. They as death. All right. Whatever they settle, Malachi 1 and 4 tells you the border of wickedness. death follows. It says, woe to the bloody city, which is what? America. America is the headquarters of all this masterful thing that I'm about to read. It says, it's all full of lies. So everything that they say is a lie. All right. That's why they have people so accustomed or trusting into the government, which is what? Trusting into the people that controls their mind. They have controlled them. They have controlled the emotions of the citizens to the point where they believe if you're a liberal or conservative, like these people want to go for blow and kill one another. All right, people literally want to fight each other for different philosophies that have nothing to do with the government, which is being played out by actors who's pretending to hate one another, who pretends to go against each other's ideology. It's a tongue twister for me. Ideas, it's called ideology or something like that. Okay, and that they're sworn enemies, and the average citizen gets caught up into the mess. That's why you had the whole Trump people, and before Trump's people, you had the Obama people that follow Obama. All this madness. Because what? They believe a lie that they've been taught. It says, and robbery, because what? How did this place was established? It was established by bloodshed and robbery. Okay, which they lie about that as well. They'll have you believe that their forefathers just came here and just found what it was, and this, that, to the third. It says that the prey departeth not, which is who? The Israelites. Jumping down to the 4th verse. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcraft. So what is being sold to the other nations? Witchcraft. And one of the main things about witchcraft is spells and how you conduct the spell. They show you how to do this every time. Through the media, through enchantments, through lies. All right? Speaking different languages, having undermining meanings of words. You'll have you say certain things and you not even knowing that you putting a curse upon yourself. That's witchcraft, man. It says, behold, I'm against thee, saith the Lord of hosts. So the Lord is against this place. Hey, this place is the house of Satan. And that's why when they talk about the Heavenly Father, they speak of the Heavenly Father very disrespectfully, because the Heavenly Father is an adversary to them. All right? That's what it says, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, Lord of the armies. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness. So what is it talking about? Actual nakedness? No, it's showing the truth about you. Okay? It's showing the truth. Your true meaning, your true intent. All right? What you truly are about. And that's the greatest power to go against such wickedness in the high level as Esau is. Going back to Genesis, but going back to Revelation 20:7, it said he should go what? And to deceive all the nations. All right? So he deceived the world, but the Lord is now exposing him. All right? And always bringing out, in the ancient world, women would wear long dresses to hide their most important precious part, the private parts. But as time progressive, those private parts became well seen. Well, guess what? It's the same thing that represents Esau. He's being seen. The Lord is exposing him. All right? It says, in the kingdoms thy shame. So the Lord is showing the world who you really are. What language that you really was talking with. It's not the English language. The English language, yes, it is a bastard tongue. However, who's the one that's making it the way it is? Esau. All right. I believe it's French, English, Spanish. I think there's another language. All stem from Latin. All those languages stem from Latin. Okay. It says, "Now I will cast an abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock." And what's that abominable filth? Your lies, your wonders, and the Lord's gonna burn this place up. All right, and make the gazing stock for the world to see. This lying piece of shit. All right, that mystery. All right, that filthy city is gonna be a gazing stock. The world's gonna see you for who you truly is. So we'll start real quick to the spirit. Normally, words is edified. Shalom to the elect of the nations. Shalom.